and I'm back with another video. Today I want to share with you my second vlog of trying to read through my series. Last time I did a spinner wheel thing where I picked out the series that I wanted to read. This time I'm focused on actually finishing up some series because I have a lot of series where I only have one book left to finish it. So let's dive into those type of books and see how many series I actually have that I could finish with just reading the one book. I have a couple of books that I don't think I'm gonna read for either because I don't want to get into a slump, and I sort of I don't feel like them, and one I have a different plan for later. So the first one is Leigh Bardugo's Crooked Kingdom. This is the book that I have on my currently reading list for the absolute longest. I think I started it it was part of a BookTube SFF Awards. When was this published? I want to say 2017. So maybe I started in 18. It was published in 2016, so I started this in 2017 and got halfway through it and I never continued. I don't think it's because I didn't like it. It's just that I don't know, I was getting overwhelmed with everything and I put it down. Actually, if I picked it up, I don't think I'll fully get into a slump, so we'll see if I decide to pick it up later, but I don't think it's gonna happen. A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. This is definitely because I don't want to get into a slump. I gave the first one 3 stars and the second one 2.5 stars, so I'm very worried about the last one, but I've heard people say that the last one is better than the others, but I also heard that about the second book, so I'm a little bit worried about it. But at one point in time I will try and finish it, but it's not going to be today. Also because I've actually been really in sort of reading slumpy modes for the last while, so I don't want to trigger that. And the last one I have here is Heir of Novron by Michael J. Sullivan. I really want to read this one, but I have plans to read this in November and December for my sort of big books challenge. So I know I'll read it and finish it over the year, so I don't want to put it on this TBR. Then I have one, I wasn't sure if it was on the same list, but I decided against it. I don't know why. I think it's because I felt it was a little too short for that prompt. But it's the last and final book in the Soldier Sun cycle. This is Renegade's Magic by Robin Hobb. I got this large paperback. The other ones I have in the mass market, so they're definitely not gonna fit. I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of this series once I'm done with it and then buy myself some newer copies that fits together. I actually do like the large hardback paperback size, but I prefer if I could get them in the original sort of a traditional paperback size. That would be the best. But as I said, this is the last and final book in the Soldier Sun cycle. I will listen to this in audio if I do it. I am currently working on a different audio that's actually also last in the series, so it fits with this. It's Ruby Fever by Ilona Andrews. I don't know if she's written more books set in this series. It's a Hidden Legacy series. It consists of sort of 2 trilogies. I think the first trilogy was following Nevada, and the second trilogy now is following a different character whose name I've currently forgotten. I don't know why. But it's the last book in that series that I started listening to on Friday before work, I think. And now I am gonna go read. I listened to some of it yesterday when I was doing some garden work, and I will probably continue to do that. So once I'm done with that, I might pick up this one to finish out this one as well, but we'll see. It depends on how much listening time I get over the next coming days. But it's definitely a contender because I did really enjoy the other 2, and Robin Hobb is my favorite, or one of my favorite authors, so would not be sad about it. Now I have an ebook as well, and I think I might read it. We will see. I'm currently working on a different ebook that's nothing to do with this one, so I don't know if I finish that. I'll read that, and that is the last Bourbon Brother book, Bourbon and Proof by, I forgot the author's name. Why didn't I write that down? Anyway, that's the last book in the Bourbon Brothers series. I really enjoyed the first one. The first one I gave 5 stars. I think think I gave the second one 4 stars or 4.5. I didn't love that as much as the first one, but I definitely enjoyed the first one, and I have a good feeling about this one. I think it's gonna be sort of enemies to lovers kind of vibes. So yeah, I have 4 more books here, and I'm gonna talk about them now. I have at least 3 of them I want to read for this vlog, and we'll see about the last one. The first one is House of Many Ways by Diana Wynne Jones. I definitely want to read this. Yardwork in the Neighbor Gardens. This is the last book in the House Moving Castle series. I loved the first 2. I mean, I loved House Moving Castle, and I liked the second one, and I want to read this. They are very fast reads, so I don't know why I didn't get around to read it yet. I have A Dark Day's Deceit by Alison Goodman. This is the last and final book in the Lady Helen series. I loved the first 2 books. I think I gave the first book 4 stars and the second book 4.5 stars. So I definitely want to read the last one and figure out how this is all going to end up. It's a YA historical set, paranormal like fantasy. It's set in Victorian London, yeah, in 1812. I am looking forward to seeing how this is all going to end up. I enjoyed my time with it. I feel like it's a little Victorian, but right now I'm a little uncertain. I am looking forward to seeing how this... I actually started this... and I don't know why, I was not in the mood to read it. I was really slumping again. I've read the first 83 pages, so yeah, I think it's 500. I also have a short little Milson Boone novel, which is The English Doctor's Baby. This is the last and final book in a trilogy by Sarah Morgan. This is the Westerling series, and we're following the brother of the triplets and his love story, I guess. I have really enjoyed my time with both of the other books. I gave both of them 4.5 stars, I believe. And I am really looking forward to seeing the last and final one, and they are so short, so it should take me no time to read it. It might actually be the first one I pick up because it's so easy to read. It's 187 pages, and the print is relatively large, and I just have enjoyed my time with the other books. So I think I'm gonna pick this one up first, just to get a good start to this series. And then I have the final one I have is Heaven's Queen by Rachel Bach, the last and final book in the Paradox series. I don't know if I'm picking up this time. This is actually last video I did of this. I read the second book, so I don't know if I'm gonna pick this up this time around. Otherwise I'll keep it for later, but it is here if I have time, if I feel like the vlog isn't as long. We'll see, but I feel good about having 4 books on my TBR. So I have these 3 and an ebook, and then the audios that I'm working on as well. That should definitely do it for this vlog. So yeah, and also I'm actually going to be working on some other books alongside, so I don't need to have too many books. But it's currently Easter break, so that's why I decided to start this, because I probably will have a good amount of time to read over the next coming days. We'll see. Sometimes I get into a lot of things, shenanigans, Easter stuff, but I don't really have plans today, and I don't have super many plans tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna visit my sister later on in the day, but not in the morning time, so I will have time to do some things. And Friday is probably the only day that I have like the majority of the day, but I'm going to the cinema at 3:30 to watch Project Hail Mary, and then we're gonna fine dining afterwards. It's sort of a really weird tradition me and my brother and my sister have, that with the Easter break we get out to watch a movie and fine dining. It's something we actually really enjoy to do. It costs a little bit, but we enjoy the whole experience of it. So yeah, why not? It's Wednesday during the Easter break right now. I've had the last 2 days off from work, and Monday was a busy day. I didn't have any time to read at all. I was with my sister the majority of the day. I maybe have read a little bit in the evening. I'm currently working on The Way of Kings. I feel like I've read it quite a bit, but I'm 200 pages in, but it seems like nothing because it's 1100 pages. But I'm enjoying my time with that, so I'm going to continue sort of working on that over the week alongside these. So we'll see how things goes with that. Yeah, but this was my first update. I will get into some reading and let you know about how I'm feeling about the first book. See you later. Hello friends, I just wanted to check in and let you know that I've briefly started on the English Doctor's Baby by Sarah Morgan. I have read the first 42 pages, and so obviously I'm not very far in, but we have been introduced to our two main characters. I knew the first one was going to be Alex Westerling, who is the last of the triplets that this series follows, and then we have the female character, female lead is Jenny Phillips, who turns up at Alex's house with a baby and says that this is his daughter, and he needs to be responsible and take action and care for the baby. And he's like, how are you sure this is my baby? We've never slept together. And she's like, I know I'm not the mother, I'm the aunt. So her sister passed away a couple of days after the birth, after a complication in relations to the birth. And so obviously she tried to take care of the baby herself, but then financially it's been difficult for her, and so she seeks out Alex in order to sort of help along and provide for them. And she's taken up a job at the same hospital as Alex is working on, and actually in the same department. And yeah, so that's how much I know so far. Alex is definitely very much annoyed about the fact that she shows up and is not certain that she's telling the truth. He doesn't believe that that it is his daughter, because yeah, he believes he doesn't remember her or having slept with her, but he has been sleeping with a lot of people. He's sort of known for that. So he actually can't really say that he's not the father. So he has sort of lawyers trying to figure out whether it's true or not. So that's where we're at this point. We'll see if I end up enjoying this one as much as the other. So far, I definitely preferred the other two starting in the beginning, but as I've only read the 45-minute pages, I definitely think that I will find out more as time goes. Right now, I will be going out for a walk soon with my sister. I called her and asked her if she wanted to go, and we decided it was a good idea. Even though it's a little bit grey and dull outside, it hasn't been raining at all, so I thought that it'd be nice to get a sort of walk in and just move your body a little bit. And then I think I'm gonna have to go to the store and pick up a couple of things so that I have stuff for the Easter break. I mean, the next coming days is gonna be closed. Thursday, Friday is holiday days, bank holidays in Denmark, so the stores will be closed, and so I will have to sort of make sure that I have everything I need. It's not that I need a lot of things, but I have no more vegetables, so I need more like things that I can for salady stuff. And I think I want to buy some eggs as well. That's basically it. I think I don't need a whole lot of things because I got the majority, but I need some more vegetables and some eggs. And then I think I can be okay for the remainder of the holiday. But yeah, this was my update. I will talk to you later and let you know more when I've read more of this book. Yeah, see you. Hello friends, it is now the next day, and I wanted to do a check-in because I just finished The English Doctor's Baby by Sarah Morgan, the last and final book in the Westerling series. This is my least favorite of them. It's not bad or anything. I think I'm giving it 4 stars still. It's definitely a decent enough book. But for some reason I just didn't connect as well to the romance here as I did with the others. Yeah, but I do like how it's like every time I read one of her books, it's like she knows so much about the emergency room stuff, like what it's like to be in a hospital and all of the things that happens. I found out after I read the first book that she used to work as a A&E nurse, I think, in in London or something, somewhere in England. So she's used to the emergency room sort of lifestyle thing, and it definitely shows when she's writing these type of books, because there's a lot of things that she knows about and explains so that we can understand it, but it's also like seems real. So I've always enjoyed that aspect of it, and it's not that the romance was bad or anything, it's just that I preferred the other two romances to this. But yeah, it was nice to get a quick read in, and now I can continue with the next one. So it's probably not gonna be until tomorrow. I am reading from The Way of King every day, and I haven't read from it yet today, and I have to visit my sister later, so, and I have to finish. Also, I want to film a wrap-up video of the first quarter, so I'm gonna do that now, I think, and then I will read something before I leave for my sister's. So that's the plan. It's 2:30, and I am supposed to be at hers around 4:30. I don't know. I don't think we have a set plan. I know she and my parents are actually working on her garden, and I'm not gonna be part of that. If I can be without it, I will rather skip it. So anyway, I am gonna go and film my wrap-up of the first quarter and see how that goes. I haven't done any wrap-ups this year, so I felt like that would be a good way of sort of talking about the books that I've read so far this year. Then we'll see how things goes. Maybe I'm gonna just do quarterly wrap-ups, I don't know. I have no idea what my plans are at this moment. I'm gonna try and to be a little bit better at filming and creating content for you, because I haven't been really good at it so far over the year. And basically it's mostly been because I've been so busy, work-related busy, gymnastic season happened. I mean, it did that last year as well, so I don't know why it's different this year. I just haven't been listening to as many audios as I used to do. I feel like I've read as much physically with my own eyeballs as I did then, but audio listening hasn't been as much, and that's why I think I'm a little bit behind on my reading goals. But we'll see how things goes once I get further into the year. Anyway, this is my update. Hello friends, it is now Saturday. I just wanted to do a check-in because I have started on the next book. I haven't read a whole lot, but I've started on House of Many Ways by Diana Wynne Jones. I read the first 60 something pages yesterday. Yeah, 68, 69 pages yesterday. I only had like 40 minutes to read, 45 minutes probably. Maybe it was a little longer, I'm not sure. I don't actually know how long I was reading, but it wasn't a whole long time because I was also reading from The Way of Kings yesterday, which is what I do right now. So enjoyed this so far. It's very fast read. It is a very fast read as well. So far it's very intriguing. We have this girl called Charmaine Parker. She is picked out to look after this wizard's house while he's away doing sort of a hip thing. There's something with his hips or something with the elves, and it might take weeks. And she's sort of house sitting while he's away looking after the magics. And she's trying to do magical spells, having not done it any time before, and ends up doing 4 different spells at once, and it caused a bit of a ruckus. And now someone has shown up who claims he's going to be the wizard's apprentice. So yeah, but so far I am enjoying it more than the second book at this point. But I don't think it's gonna be as good as the first one as well either. We'll see. It depends on how things goes from now, but so far this has definitely a lot more of that feel that I had in the first book than the second book had. But I do enjoy Diana Wynne Jones's writing. She just has this whimsy in her writing style that I absolutely love when it comes to books for the younger generation. It's just it gives a lot more magic to the story, and yeah, I don't know how to say it completely. But yesterday, as I said, I didn't get around to read super much because I had to go. First, I was at a training session in the morning. I was like sort of strength training, and was back from that at around 11. And I had lunch and I read something. But then because at 2:30 I left for my parents' place because we were to we had to go to see a movie at 3:30. We're gonna see Project Hail Mary, and so we sort of parked our car at my parents' place, and together with my brother we walked down to the city. And after the movie, we went fine dining, obviously, which is also why I curled my hair yesterday. I felt like I had to be a little bit more normal looking, and now I've been sleeping on it, so it's a little bit flat. But I was actually pretty happy with how I turned out yesterday. So, but Project Hail Mary, very good, definitely worth a watch. Even if you haven't read the book, you can definitely go and read and watch it and have a good time, because you don't know. There's a lot of things like when you don't know what's gonna happen. Obviously, there's the surprising element. But even if you have read it, it's really good to watch it because there's a lot of funny scenes and moments and stuff, and it was actually very emotional as well. I bawled my eyes out multiple times over the movie. There are some things I don't even know what it was exactly. Obviously, even though I know how it ends up, there's just a lot of things where I'm like, I'm a little sad right now. I don't wanna be here anymore. I don't want to read anymore. But I remember actually crying when I was reading the book as well. So I was not surprised. I was just sad that I hadn't bought tissues into the cinema so I could sort of remove some of the tears. Anyway, enough about that. If you are into this sort of sci-fi movies, definitely give it a watch. It's definitely worth your time. Also, Ryan Gosling is just a really good actor, so he did that well and fit the role well. Yeah, as I said, I don't know how much reading I'm gonna get in today, because I am going to my parents later today again, because this time we are helping my parents looking after my nieces and nephew. They are going to the swimming center for a while, and yeah, and just having a good time, and I'm gonna stay there until after dinner. But I will be home slightly early, but it's because I have promised my neighbor that I will walk her dog in this evening, because she is going out somewhere and is probably home late, so she asked if I could walk her dog. She's also the neighbor that looks after my cat when I'm on holiday, so we do things like this and help each other out when it's necessary. Anyway, so that's the plan today. And tomorrow I have to go. My parents have invited us for Easter dinner, but I don't think we're gonna get there until like sort of around 2:30ish again. So yeah, and it's a little bit more relaxed. It's just us. It was supposed to be the whole family. We were going to get together, but then my sister was reminded of the fact that her niece, oh well, my sister's boyfriend's niece has her birthday that day, and so obviously they had to go to that birthday because she's like turning 2, so obviously they are more important when it comes to that sort of stuff. It's important to come to birthdays when they're young, and yeah, so that's just what happened, so it's fine. and we will see each other again later on over the next coming weeks, so it's not a problem. But otherwise I don't have many plans, and right now I am gonna go and read a little bit. I think I'm gonna start out by reading from The Way of Kings, and we'll see if I read something from Howl's Moving Castle now, or I'll wait until the evening. I might not read from this until this evening after I've come home. We'll see. Anyway, this was my update for now. I hope it's not too long. I will talk to you later. Hello friends, it is now Monday, Easter Monday, whatever you call it, and I just wanted to let you know that I just finished Howl's, or Many Ways, by Diana Wynne Jones, the last and final book in the Howl's Moving Castle series. And this one we follow, as I think I mentioned it before, we follow this girl who has to become, sort of look after this house that's owned by this wizard, when he's going away to get cured for something that he's become really ill suddenly. And at the same time she wants to have an apprenticeship with the king in the library, because she wants to read all the time, and she just wants to be surrounded by books, which is something we can all understand. And when she comes to this house, she finds there's a lot of quirkiness to the house. It is larger than it seems at first, and there are very mysterious, yeah, you can get a lot of places in this house. So yeah, it has a lot of the whimsy from the first book that I really enjoyed, and the characters were also interesting, and I enjoyed obviously having the characters from the first book showing up in this book as well. They did that in the second book as well. I prefer this over the second book, but I still think the first book is the best one. I don't know if this is 4.5 stars or 4 stars, it's somewhere in between that. So that's where I land with this one, but I'm happy to say that I finished this and I enjoyed my time with it. So yeah, right now I'm gonna go and get something from a store, see if there's anything open, because this is a bank holiday, but sometimes we have some stores that are open, so I can buy something that I could do for dinner, so that I have some extra left over for tomorrow. That would be great. So the next book I'm gonna pick up is Dark Days Deceit by Alison Goodman, sorry. And I don't know when I'll start it. If I'll start it today, we'll see. Otherwise I'll start it over the week and work my way through it. We'll see how much I get read over the week, but yeah. This is my update for now. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello my friends, just wanted to check in because I have a small book haul, or unwrapping of books, and I thought I usually open them when I can in a vlog. I actually got a couple of books. That was right before Easter, so it's probably before I started this video. So yeah, but right now I picked them up today, and I know which books they are, but I'm trying to collect the sort of the staples of something that I don't own already and haven't read, obviously. I don't know, staple, yeah, those who know that I see everywhere that I haven't, authors I haven't picked up or whatever. First up we have Dune by Frank Herbert, because I need to read it so I can get on board with everything. I have watched, I think I watched the first movie. I don't know if I watched all of it. You know, it was one of those where it was put on and I saw some of it. I'm intrigued about it though, because I think it's very interesting. Like, it has the whole epic scale type of thing, but sci-fi. So I'm really looking forward to it. And now, like, the third movie is coming out this year, so maybe it's about time I got on the hype train for this and read it. So I can actually both, I think I have an audio of it as well, so I can immersion read it. A Danish translated one. It's actually narrated by someone I like listening to, so, but yeah. So is the original one actually, no, it can't be. Do I have access at library? Yes. So I could reserve it at the library and immersion read it like that. And I probably will do that. We'll see. It could also be that I just read it myself. We'll see. The other one I got is The Dragonbone Chair by Ted Williams. This is the first book in the Memory, Sorrow and Thorn series. I've wanted to read Ted Williams and try out Ted Williams for a long time. I think he's one of those old school sort of like Tolkien-esque type fantasies that came out in either the late 80s or early 90s. I'm a little uncertain about the time specifically. But I think I stumbled upon it when I had to find another 5-star from a specific year that I hadn't read yet. And those years were, I think, 88 and 92, if I'm not mistaken. I have vlogs of that. And I know that The Dragonbone Chair came on one of those lists, but I skipped it because it's really long and I was in a sort of slumpy mode at that time. And not really ready to dive into these 700-page books. So, and yeah, it's 700. I just know it's actually 800, 900 pages. So it's definitely one of the longer ones. And I don't know if this has an audio. I don't think it does, actually. It's not on Storytel, at least. No, only in ebook form. So I could have read it from an ebook, but since it's 800 pages, I knew I wouldn't be able to like get to it immediately and read. Like I'm not the fastest of readers, and if I got this on ebook, I'd have to drop everything and start reading it immediately in order to make progress and finish it on time. But now I have a physical copy of it, so I don't need it. I just wanted to show you what I got before Easter, so I could show you the other books that I got. Hold on. First up is 2 by women. Now I had 2 books by guys, dudes, and these ones are by women. The first one is The Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. I've seen her books floating around on Instagram, BookTube, whatever, for so long, and I wanted to pick her up, but I never got around to it. And this is, I think, a duology or trilogy. And then she has another duology thing that came out. And then she has a standalone as well. So I'm starting out with this, figuring out what's the scope with her, and we'll move on from there. And the other one is The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart, which is the first book in trilogy 2 as well, I think. So yes, I felt like they were some of the books that I was hyped about. And now I have 4 great books added to my bookish collection, which just keeps on expanding, but I'm working on getting them down as well, so we'll see. I've only added 4 books, plus I have 2 on the way, since 26 started, and I have read 6 physical books, so I'm -2 right now, so yay. Hopefully it becomes better as time goes. The plan is I want to try and lower the amount of physical books I have to read. Physical TBR books significantly over the year, and hopefully that will mean like I get under. I want to be under 300 at least, but maybe if I can get under 280, that would be awesome. But I also don't want to not buy any books, so I want sequels if I'm starting a series, and I want to read some of the newer stuff that comes out, but I'm gonna try and rein myself in a little bit. So yeah, but so far it's been doing okay since I've only bought these 4 books and I have 2 on the way. So
they haven't arrived yet, and by the time they do, I think I'll be finished with another book or two. So we'll see how things goes about that. But yeah. Anyway, that was my little haul for today. I have not made a whole lot of progress on Dark Days Dark Days Deceit. This is the last and final book in the Lady Helene series, but I have read up to page 108. I started, I feel like, around 70 pages or 5 pages. But yeah, that was because I was in the middle of a chapter. So it's probably around 80 pages, and I've read up to page 108. So I've read 25 pages of this since I started again. But I hope to get something read today, so we'll see how things goes about that. I did manage to finish Ruby Fever today. I listened to a lot of audio at work, and also listened to quite a bit yesterday. So I finished the last and final book in the Hidden Legacy, and I checked up on it. There's not any more books that's been published in the Hidden Legacy, so I think it's completely done, because I was uncertain if there was going to be a trilogy following the youngest of the girls. Like, there are sort of 3 sisters, and in the first one we followed Nevada in 3 books, and now we followed Catalina in 3 books. And then there's a younger sister whose name I've currently forgotten. I've just listened to it today, but it's escaped my mind. But I can't see that they've published anything in this specific series, so it's okay. But I am gonna try and read more books by Ilona Andrews again, because I think they write great paranormal fantasy. I have more books on my Kindle by them, but I also just got the access to their new epic fantasy book, which I'm definitely gonna check out. I had no idea that they were coming out with that, but I saw it floating around, and since I know I enjoy their writing style, This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me will definitely be read somewhere soon, sometime soon. I don't know when. I don't know if it's a standalone or if it's gonna be the start of a series or something. But knowing how they write romance, knowing how they write, will definitely make me want to hopefully enjoy it. I've also read a couple of her Kate Daniels books, which I haven't enjoyed as much as the Hidden Legacy series, but hopefully I will get around to that later. Anyway, this was my update. I will get back to you later once I have more to say. I am going to try and see if I can get some reading in. It is currently 8:30 on Thursday, so I do have at least an hour-ish and maybe more to read, so I hope that I can get something read now. And I'm just going to put some, charge my watch, because I was getting low on battery. I'm so tired. I went to a sort of training session. I've been going at the gym for a while. We started in August last year, going regularly to the gym. We were sort of joining different team trainings. It's easier to show up when you've booked yourself on a team, and actively have to remove yourself from that list if you don't want to be there. We have been going steadily and been going to this thing sort of a pulse and strength training, sort of a mixture. So it's you have a lot of reps, more reps than you would normally do if you're normal strength training, which is fewer reps, and then constantly, but also high energy level in it at the same time. So it sort of works a little bit like a HIIT training. So a high intensity type thing, and we really have loved that. it's been really good. We've also sort of combined it with some, like, sort of heavier strength training in some of the other teams, or team trainings sessions. But then she had to sort of stop her Thursday team because of some things in her personal life, which is fair. So there's another one who started today, and it was a different kind of thing, and it's like, it was sort of called body pump. I don't know if it's the same for like everywhere, but it was like so many repetitions of the same thing, and I wasn't even putting on super much weight, because she was like, don't start out with too much weight, because you'll be able to we're gonna be like 5 minutes and use the same repetition, like reps for like 5 minutes. And I was like, how hard can that be? And I've been used to training for so long, but I'm so tired right now. My arms are killing me, so I couldn't even think. I didn't want to hold up a camera. So tomorrow's probably gonna be painful. So even though I have been to, like, I was training strength training Sunday and had sort of a dance training thing, dance fit like thing on Tuesday, and then today we had this. I'm completely knackered now, so yeah. Anyway, but this was my update. It got longer than it should have been. I need to go now. I'll see you later. Howdy doody. Hello friends, I just wanted to talk to you because I remembered and I forgot to tell you what Ruby Fever was about, or the series, if you want to read it. So this is a sort of paranormal urban fantasy kind of thing. We are set in the southern US. I would say, I believe it's Austin, Texas, but right now I'm a little unsure. But we are following the Nevada family. No, what's it called? Not the Nevada is the first. Anyway, in the first trilogy, which starts by Burn for Me, I think, we are following Nevada. Nevada is, in this world, they are able to have different types of powers. Our main character has telekinesis. No, she can sense when people are lying. I know that's one of them. And then she has something else too. And she's a private investigator and runs like this house. And then she becomes acquainted with Matt Rogan. That's how he's known. And things escalate from there. And in the second trilogy, we're following Catalina, who is Nevada's younger sister. And she has some different powers. She is able to, like, transform into sort of angel-like type creature. She gets wings. That's part of her power. It's sort of a siren sort of type power where like when people see this, they can be so besotted with her they don't know what they're doing. And so she can definitely change people's will, but she's very afraid of using the power against the wrong people, because she doesn't know if she can control it. And if she doesn't feel like she's in control of the powers. And then we have Alessandro, who is like a friend of her who obviously falls in love with, but then there's a forbidden aspect of it because they can't be mates and stuff, and she's afraid that she's going to hurt him because she can't control her own powers, as I mentioned before. And then things work from there. I do prefer the first trilogy over the second, but I just definitely still really enjoyed all 6 books. So I think that's what I wanted to say. I just wanted to quickly let you know that, because I'm going to go to bed now. I need to sleep. It is still working day tomorrow. So, and tomorrow it's obviously Friday tomorrow. I don't know, I feel like I mentioned there was Thursday, but it's Friday tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to being able to I'm going to be going to this gymnastics event. We are gonna watch, we called it the World Team, which is a selected few
that travels around the world with a show, and they come back to sort of, after being around the world, they're coming back to show the show for, they usually do a show before they leave, and then when they come back, and this is the return of that. And so that's gonna be spending my time with tomorrow. Hopefully it's gonna be good. If I can, I'll try and film some things from it, but we will see how things goes. Anyway, this was my update for now. I will talk to you later. Oh yeah, and I did read something, but let's talk about that later. Hello friends, it's now time for me to unbox another parcel for you. So I got 2 new 2026 releases. I didn't know what size of the paperbacks they were, but I'm happy to say they are. The first one is Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. Couldn't read backwards. This was very hyped. I think it's epic fantasy. It says, a devastating love story, a bewitching twist on history, a blood-drenched hunt for purpose, power, and redemption. I've seen a whole lot of things about this book, and it's been floating around on Instagram. I don't know about BookTube because I'm really far behind on videos in general. But I'm looking forward to trying this out, and hopefully it's good and I haven't wasted my money. And the other new release I got was the book of Fallen Leaves by A.S. Tamaki. This is East Asian inspired, so I'm looking forward to reading it. It says, inspired by an ancient samurai saga, this masterful epic fantasy debut weaves a powerful tale of ambition, vengeance, and sacrifice. Hopefully I will enjoy this one. Then it's not super long, so that's nice. 437 pages, so that's good, and the font is relatively large, but it is a large paperback, so I also have to consider that, just as this one. This one is longer though. I think this one is 527, but I think the font is a little larger than the other one, so it is. Maybe the spacing. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's gonna be good with some new releases. I don't know when I'll get to them, but hopefully soon. I don't know if I don't know if this is a standalone and this is the start of a series, or if they're both starts of a series. Hold on. My cat found the cardboard. No, this seems to be Red Winter seems to be a standalone. So I'm looking forward to reading both, and we'll see how things goes. And yep, I don't know when I'll get around to them, but hopefully soon, as I said. But yeah, there's my update. See ya. Friends, it is now a bit later. It's Friday. Hold on. It's Friday the 17th of April. I feel like I've taken forever, but I finished The Dark Days Deceit yesterday evening, pretty late, so I decided to go to bed and update you today. So this is obviously the last book in the Lady Helen trilogy. And this is a historical YA fantasy. Yeah, it's a historical YA fantasy
set in the early 1800s, 1812, around that time, and we are following a group of people who have magical abilities. They are sort of has these powers. They are reclaimers. Reclaimers can remove deceivers from the world, and deceivers, they are people who sort of feed off humans to get their life, and the reclaimers try to remove them and remove the threat. And right now the big thing is that they are trying, the Grand Deceiver is trying to make a portal to the other realm, so that like the deceivers could take over. And the thing that they do is that they take over other bodies, so they might kill someone and then hold on. So the Grand Deceiver's plan is to open a portal between the realms, that and from that a bunch of all of the deceivers could get through, and they take over other bodies to so yeah, they would overtake different bodies and no one would know about it, but then they would be able to wreak havoc around the world. And the only ones who can see the truth being are these reclaimers, as is part of the Dark Days Club. And the Dark Days Club has a pact that they are not allowed to talk to other people about it once they're in the club. And so our main character is leading a double life because she's currently about to get married to this duke. And she has to, at the same time, have this secret about her Dark Days thing happening. So she has to sort of dabble with this. But actually her soon-to-be husband knows about it. But he's made a pact about not talking to anyone else about it as well. So lots of stuff happened in this. I will say that the second book is my favorite in this series. I still enjoyed my time with this, and the first book obviously. But overall my favorite book is the second one. But I did think that this one ended up pretty well, and it wrapped up pretty nicely, all things considered. And the last 200 pages were very, very exciting. And it took a little time getting going again. But I did enjoy my time with the characters, and yeah, there's a special bond between her and her maid. And then there's Lord Carston, who is sort of they have a reclaimer bond together, which makes them the Grand Reclaimer and able to defeat the Grand Deceiver, obviously. So they all have to work together in order to stop him. And yeah, so, and also the Dark Days Deceiver, like the title suggests that someone in the close circle of knit of people, in this sort of circle of friends, someone must be deceiving someone. I didn't know if this was a fact for sure in the beginning, but with that title it suggested that there would be, and it's just about who would it be if it was, and trying to guess around it. And maybe I was wrong about it, and we'll find out later. So yeah, it was a fun time. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, so I'm happy I finished it, and this is definitely a good series, and I definitely recommend it. One of the things that I really like about this series is that it seems very accurate to this time period. I think the author did a really good job sort of setting the mood and figuring out what court life was like, and what she had to do, the proper way of her speaking to other people, and especially considering she's about to marry a duke, she's high up in the ranks, you know. So there are different protocols that has to be fulfilled, and that sort of thing really is something I really thought was interesting and good and well told and well researched, I think. So that's something I really have been enjoying, and I think all of the other books as well. So it's very good in that. So yeah, this was my final thoughts about this book. Now the next one is going to be the ebook, and I'm going to start that really soon. I thought I would have started by now, but I'm still working on a different ebook. I have like 2.5 chapters left, so I'll probably finish it today, maybe, hopefully.
I will be able to finish it today, we'll see, but otherwise tomorrow, and then I'll start on the ebook and see how far I can get. But yeah, those are my thoughts for this, and I'll let you know once I've started the ebook and let you know how it's going. Anyway, this is everything I had for you now. See you later. Hello friends, it is now much later. We're in the beginning of May now, and I just wanted to check in and let you know that I'm working on the last and final book for this vlog. I just have been working on some really big books alongside, so it's taken me a while, but I had to finish them before the end of the month. But I am 58, I think. No, 62% into Bourbon and Proof by Victoria Wilder. This is the third and final book in the series, as I've mentioned before. We started out by following, obviously we've sort of been led up to this. We are following Hadley, and the oldest of the Bourbon brothers, Fox brothers. They have sort of had, we've known sort of, they've been sort of bickering over the past couple of books, and you've sort of seen the tension between them. Yeah, but then we start this, and obviously we find out pretty early that they're both pining for the other. And then there is something that happened because her father is obviously horrible, and yeah, Ace is trying to help her out without her knowing, and doing his thing with that. But then now they find out that it's a good idea for them to get a sort of into a marriage of convenience thing, because Ace has to be married in order to being owner of the company suddenly, and she could benefit from being married too in order to protect her ish. So they are currently married. They got married like around 45-ish%, I think, and things are happening. So it's actually weird that it took like 45% for them to get into this situation, with them having to sort of have a marriage of convenience thing, since I knew sort of about that before I got into it. But yeah, this has not been my favorite so far, but it is better now than it was just when I reached the halfway point. So in that way, I'm enjoying it. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, this was my update. I hope that I can finish this book tomorrow. We'll see. I haven't had much time to read today because I've been out and about. And tomorrow I have a sort of a training session in the morning, and then I have to read after that. I think I just have no other plans really for the day, so I could read for quite a while. So I hope that I can be able to do that, and maybe I might have to go to the garden and do some stuff. I have to do laundry obviously, but otherwise let's see how things goes. It's been really warm the past couple of days, but I think the weather is supposed to change tomorrow. I have some pretty good summery days, but let's see how it's gonna be tomorrow. Yeah, it's supposed to be raining tomorrow from the afternoon. Yeah, sort of around 2 to 3 tomorrow, and all over the evening. And it's only gonna be like 15 degrees tomorrow, where it's been like between 20 and 25 today. But it hasn't been as warm on the west coast where I was today, because it's always a little bit colder, especially when the wind is in that direction, from that direction. But yeah, anyway, this was my update for now. I'll check in again later, possibly when I've finished this book, and let you know how I feel about it. And yeah, this was everything. See ya. Hi guys. It's now later in the evening, and I wanted to let you know that I finished up Bourbon and Proof by Victoria Wilder. And what I want to say is, like, the last half of it definitely made up for the fact that the other half wasn't as good. But I'm still so annoyed that the first half was sort of mediocre for me. Oh, I just wanted the vibe that I got from the last half is what I was expecting from this romance. So I'm really happy that we got to see that. We got to see the banter, yeah, because they've had so much chemistry going on for the past couple of books that it was nice to see this part of them. Yeah. So yeah. Last part was definitely 5-star worthy. The first part was probably 3-star worthy. So I'm gonna end up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars, like a solid 4 stars. But I'm so annoyed that it wasn't like that for the whole thing, because I feel like so the second book with Lincoln and Faye just didn't hold up compared to the first book, in my opinion. Overall, not so much. But that was like the whole, the mystery element, the characters weren't as good, in my opinion, and yeah, so in that way, it was just a 4 stars overall, whereas this one, if it had just been better in the beginning, I would have given it a 5 stars, like the first one, so I'm really sad that that didn't happen, but I'm happy with the ending at least, and I'm happy that I finished this trilogy. I've seen that she's coming out with some new books later, so we'll see if I check those out. But yeah, so I'm happy with this vlog overall, even though it took me quite a while because I had some big books in between that I had to finish. But I have finished up 5 series for this vlog, so I'm very happy about that. That's definitely a good amount considering they were all completed last books in the series. So yeah, anyway, I hope you stuck to the end and you followed along, and if you did, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of the series that I've been talking about in this video, and if you did, what were your thoughts on them? How far along are you? Have you completed them, or have you just started them? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd always like to know. And yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now. It feels like my voice is a little bit gone, but I've spent the evening sort of just typing away, and I don't know that that's it. I hope I'm not getting sick or anything. Anyway, this is my final update. We'll see you later. Bye.